Welcome to CIT 173 Media Fundamentals. My name is Julie Straub and I'm going to be giving you a course tour. Let's go ahead and get started. The exciting part is this class is going to be offered in our new learning management system, which is called Canvas by Instructure. You are able to access our course using the URL that's located on the screen, the www.miamioh.edu/canvas. That will take us to the portal page. This is what the portal page looks like. You'll notice that there's a login button on left. If you click that, it'll go ahead and use your Miami credentials to get into the Canvas Learning Management System. You'll also notice if you scroll down that there are resources that are listed here for students. Anytime you have a question regarding Canvas, you want to go ahead and access these links, so you want to go ahead and bookmark them. Canvas is a great learning management system that's going to provide us with a lot of new tools here at Miami. So let's go ahead and take a look at our course. This is what our course looks like when we access Canvas. You'll notice at the top that there's a listing for all courses you're enrolled in Canvas. You can access your grades, and you can also access the calendar, which will pull from any of your courses that are in Canvas. When you're logged in, you'll notice your name up here, your log out, and then there's help in case you run into problems with Canvas or the course. Over on left, you'll notice that there are a few different items in our navigation. This in the middle, I haven't published the course yet, so that's why that's here. You won't see that when you log in. Over on left, you'll notice Home always brings us here to this home page. If I scroll down, it tells you a little bit about the course. It also is where all of the main links are to get to the material. This is like our online classroom. It's where we can get quick access to our module work. The first time you visit the course, you want to access the syllabus button. You can click it here, or up on left, you also have a syllabus button there. We'll take a look at that in a second. We have our online essentials, which are the regional eMiami resources. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Here's my contact information. Email is the best method to contact me, and then information on Google Hangouts in case we ever want to have a web conference. You'll notice that the course is organized into 15 modules. Each module has a link that takes you to the material. So this is our online classroom, which is a quick links. Let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus. The Getting Started page, which is our syllabus page, is where we start the course. It has a lot of the fundamental information that shows how the course is organized. The Online Essentials page is also linked here. One big feature with the course is anytime you may have a mixed content error or a browser issue, if you notice that images or videos are missing, a lot of times in your address bar on your browser, you may see this gray shield. If you click Load Safe Script, it will allow you to see the videos or images. Depending on the patches for the URLs, this comes up from time to time, and you may have to click this shield to let the images come through. My name is Julie Straub, as I indicated at the beginning. I work at the Miami Regional Campuses in the e-learning department, and I also serve part-time as a faculty member. I've been both an online student for my graduate degree, one of my graduate degrees, and I also work with faculty in transitioning online courses and programs to an online and learning environment here. I think it's an exciting place to be. Being an online student and online faculty member, it's very exciting to me to create learning experiences that are different and unique and allow us to have flexibility to learn in ways that we may not be able to if we can't come to campus. It's also great to take advantage of new technologies so that we can use that to enhance our learning. And we see more and more with business that this is becoming a more common way to communicate and interact with web conferencing and using email communication. So although it may not be your preferred learning format, they are good skills to develop because now we are seeing this more and more in the business industry that it's just becoming a standard skill. So although it may be a little challenging at first, it's a great skill to have for the future. So moving on about the course, there's a course description you can take a look at here. It also explains what the modules consist of. Every module has your outcomes, which are what you should be able to do to demonstrate your learning. There is reading that will take place every week. There are demonstrations using video, so these are kind of the same if you would have come to a regular classroom, you would have demonstrations. There may be websites and learning activities. We do a lot of the tutorials, which are the step-by-step activities to practice using the different software in your textbook. We hold online discussions with your peers in our discussion forum each week to talk about some of our learning activities. And then there's a quiz that just assess, how your understanding was for the textbook and the different materials that we covered. So those are sort of the things, if you're wondering what we will do, those are the consistent components of the course. A lot of times people will think that they have to interact less if it's an online course, and that's really just a stereotype or misconception about online learning. Online learning is more flexible, but it still requires the same amount of dedication and interaction, and it is in a very self-directed way. So you can choose when you do it, but we still do it so that we meet the same rigor requirements and we have the same experiences as we would in a face-to-face environment. The syllabus is like our learning contract. You can click the link here to see it. It overviews the procedures and processes that we use for the course. There's a link in here for getting to Canvas. You'll notice here's our textbook materials. This ISBN number is a custom number because it includes one textbook, which is the Web Collection Revealed, which has Adobe Dreamweaver, Flash, and Photoshop in it. And then we do one chapter from a different textbook, which is called the Video Collection Revealed. So instead of having you purchase two separate textbooks, which would be very costly, since we only use the one chapter, I've had them create a custom ISBN number so that we just purchase the textbook in the one chapter. So it's a cost-saving strategies. If you choose to get your textbook from an alternative source, though, you will need the web collection textbook. We'll use that, and then you can either rent or buy online the one chapter from the Video Collection Revealed. Just make sure it's for the CS6 version. Our text comes with a companion website called Cine Brain. When you buy your textbook from the Miami Campus Bookstore, it comes as a part of your textbook purchase. So if you buy or rent your textbook online, you want to make sure that you include the Cine Brain component. This adds supplemental materials and quizzes and demonstrations that we can use. And then for your audio equipment, later in the course you will need access to a microphone. So you can either use one that you have, or if you are near a regional campus, you can check one out from the library. The library offers a wealth of resources and equipment that you can check out, with everything from iPads to video cameras to microphones. So anytime you need equipment like that for a class, that is a great resource to start with. You'll see that our course assessment breaks down into 4 different areas. We have our module assignments, which are the activities that you do with each chapter, and that's worth half of your grade. The quizzes that cover the textbook reading and module materials are worth 20%. The discussion board, where you have conversations with your peers in a forum, is worth 10%. And then the final portfolio project, where you show the application of projects that you've developed over the course of the term, is worth 20% of the overall grade. So the best thing I can tell you with this course is that it's not a difficult course in terms of technical difficulty. Students that have struggled with the course in the past usually have either struggled with keeping up with their reading or following technical directions. The best way to combat that, though, is to really make sure you set aside time. Any of the concerns I've had with students are usually if they have a heavy course load, or they have extra family responsibilities, or their job has really demanding hours, and they aren't able to give the course the time that it needs to follow the technical reading and following technical directions, to try things out and maybe practice them a few times, is really where there becomes an issue. So it's not hard in terms of difficulty. The difficulty in the terms of the class is that it requires time to develop these skills and to practice them and to follow very technical directions to get things to a result that we're looking for. So the time component is the most important piece. Generally, students fall into 2 different groups in this course. Is that most of the grades end up in the AB category if they've completed all their assignments, which means they've set aside appropriate time, or we have students that aren't successful, and that usually is if they're too busy to really be able to engage in the course. So really think about that and make sure that this is the right course for you at this time with your schedule and your responsibilities, because I would really like to see you leave with skills that are going to be useful to you. This is an online course, and you'll have activities that sort of allow you to be reflective in online learning, whether this is your first online class or you've experienced in taking online classes. There's a little extra consideration that needs to be taken into account to make sure you'll be successful. Being an online course means we have no face-to-face meetings. All of our interactions are through the internet or online. So you have web-based materials. We communicate a lot one-to-one through email, and then we can also set up web conferencing if that is needed. So the communication is really the top priority. Having good time management and good communication practices are the two things that are very important with this online class. There's a best practices plan. It's really important you look through this, especially since we deal with a lot of media and large files and transmitting those back and forth and working with software. All of these best practices you want to make sure that you've taken care of to make sure that we don't get into a stressful situation. And then the software plan is how you're going to access our software. You will need regular access to the CS6 version of Photoshop, Flash, Dreamweaver, and Premiere Pro. You have a few different ways that you can do that. Adobe now offers the Creative Cloud, which has a monthly subscription. Last time I checked, I think it was about $19 for the education pricing. The Miami University Computer Labs have the software installed on them, so you can click this link to look at the lab locations and hours, or if you have access to CS6. I will tell you, if you use the Creative Cloud, that there's a way to access the CS6 version in it. You don't want to use the Creative Cloud version because it's very different and you will not be able to complete the textbook activities, and that will be challenging. So later in our materials it shows you how to access that. Here are resources for our new learning management system. I've tried to link these in as we complete different activities. And here's our course communications and our module assignments. So you want to take time to make sure that you're comfortable with the syllabus. Once we head back to the syllabus area in Canvas, we'll notice there's a course calendar. If you click that, it shows you how the course is organized and has links to the major documents each week. So you'll notice the first Friday of our term, we have a few items that we need to take care of. These are linked within the modules, but this is also a link. If you want to save this, you can do File, make a copy so that you have it, or to be able to access it throughout the course. And then this goes through the weighted grading categories you can take a look at. And then these overview our expectations, what you as a student should try to do to be successful, and it outlines what I will do as the instructor of the course. One nice thing with Canvas that's new is everything that's due, it generates a to-do list for you down here at the bottom of this page, so it will help you. In the beginning of the course, you'll set up your profile and your notifications. It's great. Canvas has all types of notification systems so that you will never miss an assignment or not know when something is due. So I hope you've enjoyed. This is a basic course tour to show you where things are located and how to get around. So you want to make sure to use your links on left in your navigation and your online classroom with your quick links to get to your material. If you have questions, don't hesitate to email me. We will have things due in the very first week, so you want to make sure you already have access to your software and you're ready to hit the ground running. I look forward to joining you in the course. Have an awesome semester.